to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts. Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Javonte Williams, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. The Colts at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield finds Dulcich out left side. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Dobbins trying the left side and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now Mayfield. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
The kick by Bass is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives, and they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win. But we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's football 101, isn't it? Tip your cap to the rookie. He knocked that one away, but he better not relax. They're going to test him all game long.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter as his guys are able to extend their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
Chargers 14, Colts 3.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Now on 2nd and 13, Mayfield. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You mates all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so, and there's your end result right there.
Davion Taylor there to bring him down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball. And the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation. Let him sneak his way across. Coming back underneath. Put it in his hands. Let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction.
Hey, alert!
To throw, Mayfield. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Pass complete on the crossing route. This is Hooper. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Javonte Williams on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So what a first half that he has had running the football. That now 3 touchdown runs.
And I would anticipate that when they get down in the red zone, he's going to get more chances as this game goes on. And I think that the guys blocking for him are going to ask for him to get more chances. They like the rhythm they've developed.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw into the hands of Andrews. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing, Mayfield. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
That's taken on the 25. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And some room to work. Touchdown, LA! You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that it's demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get him. And after that last touchdown, I bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Colbert. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Matt Ioannidis bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught by Hooper. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Colbert. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So Frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Colts. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And this is up and good. It cuts the lead to 28-10 now. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 133 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Looking to throw. Colbert. And complete to Drake London. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Colbert. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin, 35 yards. And the Colts get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Colbert. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Touchdown, Colts! A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes it a 28-24 game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Back to throw. Colbert. This pass is caught by London. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Anthony Averett picks it. And the Chargers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key. Crucial. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. From the gun on 3rd down, Colbert. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a 1st after a gain of about 9.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Slot man moves right. On 2nd and 1, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Mayfield to throw it. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Instead of a 3rd-and-1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Brandon Stevens there on the tackle.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he is going to have a close first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. A give up the middle to Dobbins. 49 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Mayfield on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 14-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The busy night continues for Williams. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Not an easy spot here. We'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Throwing on 3rd and long. Colbert going right side here, and that's complete. Finding space at the 40. Down the sideline he goes. Inside the 20. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. I know it's tough to make tackles in the open field, but that one hurts because he got a little bit extra after the missed tackle.
Receivers are coached so well. They have to break at least one tackle after the catch. He did that on that play.
So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to first and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Williams will try again. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Colbert to Decker over the middle. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Chargers might be headed to the win column for the first time this season as they add on to their lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. Mayfield's throw into the hands of McLaurin. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Mayfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Chargers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. Oh, he bowls over him and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 155 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
The offense on third down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. Off play action. Colbert. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Trayvon Walker able to record his 5th sack of the season. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Juwan Bentley. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And the lead will stay put at 17. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Mayfield now. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Chargers, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Cincinnati next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.